Simut, son of Mut. Simut was an ancient Egyptian priest who held the position of second prophet of Amun toward the end of the reign of Amenhotep III. He is known from a number of objects, including his now lost Theban tomb chapel, Tomb A24. He started his career as a Wab priest in the Temple of Amun and was a porter of the god's processional shrine in the 20th regnal year of Amenhotep, which means he was the fourth highest ranking priest in the most influential priesthood of the era. He was appointed second prophet in the year 34. It is likely that the holder of the title, Anen, the pharaoh's brother-in-law, conveniently died around this time. Simut became the treasurer, the overseer of the House of Silver, and sealer of every contract in Karnak. The son of Simut also served Amun as a Wab priest. He is depicted in the Theban tomb of the Vizier Ramos among the mourners. Ramos was the vizier of Amenhotep and Akhenaten. The tomb of Ramos was discovered in the 19th century, but its location has since been lost. There is an interesting revelation here. A vizier was a person who stood second to the Egyptian king, or pharaoh, and was in charge of administration, security, judgment, and the safety of the pharaoh and the empire. The most accepted etymology is that it is derived from the Arabic wazara, from the Semitic root wzr. The word is mentioned in the Quran, where Aaron is described as the wazir, helper of Moses, as well as the word wazir, burden, which is also derived from the very same root. Do they bear a burden, or are they a burden? I would say both, relating to the oath. The 11th century legal theorist Al-Mawadi defined two types of viziers: Wazir al-Tanfida, vizier of execution, who had limited powers, and served to implement the Caliph's policies. And the far more powerful Wazir al-Tafwid, vizier with delegated powers, with authority over civil and military affairs, and enjoyed the same powers as the Caliph. I believe we have a Hyksos Mesopotamia connection here. Wazir. The root is Semitic, hence taken from Babylonian, Akkadian, and so forth. The Ishipu exorcists became viziers of the Sumerian Empire, leading to the fall of this culture. In modern time, this would be the installation of the central bank. They would be the money lenders, a burden to this civilization. They act like the armor of the king, but the king and the vizier use one another as a shield, scapegoats for the actions of one another. I think we may be looking at an ancient protection racket. The Sumerian viziers, the Ishipu, may be a spy for the bank. Oddly enough, the history of banking began with the first prototype banks, which were merchants of the world, who gave grain loans to farmers and traders who carried goods between cities. This was around 2000 BC in Assyria, India, and Sumeria. Later in ancient Greece and during the Roman Empire, money lenders were based in temples and gave loans while accepting deposits, performing the change of money. It would appear that the later temples were built by the bank, but they all work for somebody else, and a vizier is a helmet or mask shielding the head. A demon of the cave, living in limbo, or the dragon in the mountain or mound, building temples, is a perfect way to keep treasure under lock and key.